Mr. Ahmed Baroudi, welcome to Rome. You are the Director General of SIE, Société d'Investissement Énergétique, in Morocco. Welcome to this third International Advisory Board meeting of Rest for Africa right here in the UNDP Rome Center. And I'd love to hear your take on a specific question. Last year we've seen tremendous change happen in the global energy sector. This of course has had implications for Africa as well, economically but also in the energy field. I'd love to hear from you, what are some of the main observations that you've made since we met 1 year ago? What has changed? What are you concerned about or excited about in this past year for Africa?
What I can say is that things are moving very slowly in Africa, too slowly for me. All the investment doesn't cover the real needs in reality. The needs are huge, are still huge and not covered. The main reason for that is a lack of local conditions which may offer enough security to investments globally. And this security, my conviction is, it has to come from African countries first, to be supported. Yes, why not? But from African countries first, and we need that in Africa. We observe some positive initiatives. Sure, we observe some projects to be implemented also, but it's few projects, few number, very too few with regards to the reality of the need. And things are moving, yes, but too slowly, and unfortunately, that's the main observation I can express.
Yes, in fact, and one of the key findings, to build on what you're saying, of the report that we're launching today is that renewable energy investments are still extremely low, critically underfunded in Africa, while they are actually growing at a global scale, so there's a disconnect there. How should we go about turning this around? How can we course correct on this? What do you think needs to happen to turn this around?
I think that again, and sincerely, initiatives have to come from Africans first,
right?
And not from any other source. Two, if we want to attract investors, international investors, and to have enough volume in terms of financial volumes traded in Africa, that means that we have to create the security environment required for that. And it doesn't exist anymore in Africa right now. It's a fundamental observation today. We have some. Now, these problems have been identified for many years ago. For example, look to the World Bank. World Bank have clearly identified this problem, and that's why World Bank created MIGA, which is a guarantee structure, but it's too expensive. It's not operational. That operational. It's complicated to implement any mega guarantee for any project.
Right.
So doesn't work. So we have to cover that from my perspective, and also to adapt the global offer, that the push, because we have a technology push toward Africa. And this technology push comes from the Western region, based on equipment, technologies, etc., that works and fit very well with what happens in the Western area. Never and rarely in Africa, because in Africa you don't have the same temperature. You have dusts that you don't have here for solar panels, for example, etc., etc. So these equipments have to be adapted to African reality. It's what we don't observe today. So
more fit-for-purpose tools, more solutions coming from the African continent themselves to fit the context, indeed, to go forward. Thank you very much, Mr. Baroudi, for your insights. Pleasure to see you.
Thank you. Thank you to you. Thank you for